March 10th, we made it through another day.
Just barely.
After Rasputin's, it's a miracle, honestly. Let's get on record what we did today. We started off the morning, left the villa after a nice breakfast, and headed
to San Benito al Monte, parked
there in the Piazzale Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Did like 2-hour parking or whatever, and headed up, and we got our 5-year marker on a...
in our photo montages that we do up there. Walked the cemetery.
And then hopped into the car and had a little bit of a struggle with Google Maps. Anytime you leave a parking lot, it doesn't know what direction you're going. It's hard to get out of parking lots, quite frankly, when you're driving. It had us going every which direction, and then it recalculated. It recalculated to, well, truthfully, I don't know where. We've already been through some of the crazier points of the road, and now we've run into construction. But there are some amazing views when you're not walled in by walls on both sides.
And this has just opened up to almost a 2-lane. We were down to almost a half a lane earlier with walls on both sides.
At one point we passed a car and he pulled in his mirrors because he couldn't get through.
He was too close to the wall.
Yeah, this is opening up a lot better than where we were earlier.
A few minutes ago.
We can come back this way and get film coming the other way if you want, baby.
No, I don't think I'd be able to back up.
Well, more construction.
They're always building.
I guess so.
Or fixing.
Or fixing or something. Or widening the roads.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because now that the advent of Google Maps, people are taking roads that they would have never
done before.
So now
they're getting more use. That's probably it.
You've got 60 meters until you turn left.
Turn left onto Via Benedetto Fortini, Via Carlo Marsuppini, then continue straight onto Via dei Bastioni.
So you turn left here. Good. And then in 120 meters, you stay straight.
Continue straight onto Via dei Bastioni.
All right. You're doing pretty good. You always do good driving. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
So we went the scenic route. We were set to meet up with the 2 ladies we met on the pasta course, Wendy and Susie. We were meeting them at the Bardini Gardens. They suggested that or the Boboli Gardens.
And we've done Boboli a number of times.
And even on our last trip by accident, but that's a story for another day.
And Bardini had just recently opened up. They were planning to open for a while, and they actually opened up during the pandemic. And this was the first time that it was open while we were in Florence, so we wanted to check that out.
We had found that there was free parking at Fort Belvedere. Free parking in Italy is like pretty finding the dodo bird. It's pretty much non-existent. We made it to Bardini Gardens. They pooped out on us rather quickly. Corey and I like to really explore a place. I think we were almost not even an hour in, and they were ready to go get spritzes. We had already bought tickets for the actual villa, and they were having an art display for that, so we felt like that we needed to use that first. So they went ahead and got tickets and toured that with us.
So they'd gone to a little shop before, I think, that they really liked, so we decided to head there.
They said that they had this one place that they thought that we would like, because we like the more eclectic, off the beaten track kind of stuff. They took us to Vivaldi. They have gelato up front, and then they have a bar. They have this cute little seating area that's very...
It was really cool. They did some cool lighting.
Furniture, little eye candy pieces everywhere. So we did enjoy that. And me and Corey had Negronis. They had gelato, and so we both got gelatos, because if you go to Italy, you've got to get gelato.
Just a sampler, yeah.
I think we got Shanghaied. Then they were talking about going to a restaurant, and we were resistant to it because that's not what we do on vacation, go from bar to restaurant to bar.
We're weird like that.
We're weird like that.
But they did take us back to their place to just kind of, because it was just right around.
They took us back to their place to Shanghai us, because then they gave us wine there. And then once we had wine there, then they talked us into this restaurant. So we got Shanghaied.
And we had a good time. It was fun places we hadn't been before. Got to walk Across the Ponte Vecchio again late at night.
But it was fun anyway, and travel's about the unexpected, and if it's something that you don't usually do and somebody talks you into doing it, usually it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they took us to this little restaurant that was called Trattoria Le Mosesi, I guess. And the restaurant's been there for about 50 years, and it's family run. The menu comes out on a chalkboard. We really did enjoy it. And then after we finished up there, the one thing that we had planned to do and really wanted to do was go to Rasputin. Rasputin is a secret bar in Florence that is themed after the 1920s speakeasies.
I think they've been open 6 years now.
There's no sign. It's down a side street. You walk up to a door.
Just open it and go in,
or ring the doorbell, depending. Yeah. There's a bell outside, and someone from the bar comes up and gets you and takes you downstairs into this dimly lit, beautifully themed bar.
Spooky.
We are at a secret bar in the middle of Florence called Rasputin.
We'd like to tell you where it is, but we can't.
But we can't. It is all themed around the 1920s speakeasy, and it is themed to be dark and quiet, and I am having a drink called Destruction tonight.
And I'm having death. So we're having death and destruction.
Where the drinks are desire, death, destruction.
They're all custom made drinks for the ambiance there, presentation and everything.
Truthfully, it's expensive. But what you're essentially paying for is the cover charge in the drink, because you're paying for the experience of being in this amazing atmosphere, and it was really cool. And there's just something really, really cool about going to a strange city that you don't live in, tracking down a place that is not listed anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy to find. There's no sign. And when you walk up to the door, you go, "Why, I hope I've got the right address."
They do have an online presence.
So that's how we ended our night. And then we drove back here to the villa. And I think we're going to crash pretty quickly because
it was a long day.
It was a very long day.
Always an adventure.
Always.